guys, hope you're all well. Next, while I'm waiting for some parts for the engine, which I've now ordered from Hitchcock's, I'm going to build one of the wheels. No, I'm not waiting for my dinner to arrive or anything like that. So we've got this super ornate wheel building table at the ready. So we'll get the rim, the hub and the spokes and everything ready to crack on. I can't even remember if I've done wheel building on the video before, but we'll go through it anyway. So we're lacing this one up with stainless spokes, and you'll see what colour the wheels are in a moment. I think it's all going to go well with the bike. Like I said in the previous video, I think it's all going to start clicking together nicely and look all right. Anyway, let's prepare the table and get cracking. Okay, to start with, I've actually got a new wheel sat here. Just a few checks that I do before I go and cut the wheel up to replace all the spokes. I'll say these are not how-to videos. I guess a lot of people have got their own way of going about things, so this is just how I do it. And you'll have to probably excuse the sound today, so I've got my blower going on in the background because it is horrifically warm in here. So we'll just have to put up with that or else I'll melt. Anyway, so before I cut a wheel up, as in cut all the spokes out, I normally check the measurement from the hub to the rim, so we can get it about right when we start doing the lacing and tightening all the spokes up. So I just put a straight edge, get my words out, I put a straight edge straight across the hub. I can't talk proper. And then do a measurement of the gap, like so. And you can double check all that in, whatever way you wish if you're going to have a go at this. I know this is 11 mil, the gap is 11 mil. And to be fair, these wheels can vary from bike to bike. When you take the wheel out and you do these measurements, I have seen them from 7 mil to perhaps say 12 mil, but I think you should go around sort of the 10 mil mark. They ain't exactly high precision wheels, so you should stick around the 10 mil mark for that gap. You ain't going to be far off. Like I say, I've had loads of different measurements of wheels, but I normally stick around 10 mil. Or else you're going to have the wheel sat in your fork legs and you're going to have one big gap one side and a small gap the other side, which you don't want, especially with the girder forks that this wheel's going in, because we've only got a very small gap each side, so we want it bang on really. So yeah, so they're the measurements I do before I go and cut the wheel up. Also, probably a good idea to take some photos to, give you a reference for your spoke layout. Make sure you've got them all going in the right direction and go from there. There's a lot of people that maybe wouldn't attempt wheel building. Yes, I was the same as well. I did go and get a quote many years ago to have some wheels built, and the quote was truly horrific. So that's when I thought, you know what, I've got to be able to do this myself, and it will be very handy for future builds. So I went off and again looked at YouTube videos and stuff like that, and a bit of research online, and got the hang of it. And it's actually fairly easy, believe it or not. It really is easy. It's all about just taking your time and not going mad, not over tightening spokes, because you can actually deform the hub, so you've got to be careful there. And yeah, just tiny movements at a time, and just keep going round and round and round, checking this measurement to make sure you're all pulling it up in the right direction. Spend all day doing it, it doesn't matter. It's actually a really nice relaxing job just sat here doing this, so give it a go. It's not hard. Some people think it is, but it really isn't. If I can do it, anyone can. I've only just learned how to tie my shoelaces up, so lacing a wheel up is easy. Anyway, let's get the parts in and start putting the spokes in. Right, 40 stainless spokes and an handful of nipples. Behave. So on the stainless spokes, you have an inner and an outer spoke. So it's always best to check that out if you're ordering spokes. And what it is, the angle is slightly different on the inner and the outer. I don't know if you should be able to pick that out on the camera, but I'll show you anyway. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, the angles are slightly different on these. So you got to sort out what's in it and what's outer and do all of one first. I haven't laced the wheel up for a while, so I've got to remember myself. Else, if you go and put one in first, it makes it very difficult to put the inner or the outer. I've got to remember myself. So yeah, my memory's terrible. So I'll go through that till we've got it right. There we go, and just be careful not to mix them up. And also make sure you're grabbing them off the right pile when you're doing either or, outer or inner. Right, I'm going to go round with the inner ones first. I got my forgetful head together, and so we'll get the inner ones in first. So I'm just going to go round all them. And I only do a couple of turns on the nipples to start with, so it's then miss one hole in the hub, and you got to do all this without scratching the rims, and miss 3 holes in the rim. Obviously this might not be the same for wheels on other bikes. That's what you'll take all your notes from your wheel before you strip it all out to re-chrome it, powder coat it and re-spoke it or whatever you want to do. Also, it's a good idea to move the spokes that you're not using at the moment out of the way so you don't go and pick them up by accident. So we'll do that as well. So miss 1. Miss 3, and so on and so on and so on. Next is go round the outer side of the thing. I call these the outer. I might be getting it the wrong way around, I don't know. I call these the outer because the spokes come on the outer side of the hub. So yeah, all the way around with these, both sides, and then we're ready to start tightening it up. step. We've got it on the stand. Pop the bearings back in the wheel. These wheels will have all brand new bearings in when they go in the bike. And now I'm going to go around all the spokes and doing the nipples up, probably just so they're covering all the threads on the spokes if we can. Sometimes you can't get them all the way up the thread, but we'll see how this one goes. I know this wheel down here, you can still, on the odd spoke, see some of the threads exposed. So sometimes you can cover them, sometimes you can't. It's just how it works out, I'm afraid. So yeah, if I show you on this one, I'll be going round and basically getting all the spokes sort of to there to start with, and then we'll see where we are from there before we start going around everything. It's just basically getting it closer to be able to go around it all with the spanner. Then I'll also be checking that measurement we've done earlier off the hub to the edge of the rim. Right, that's all the nipples tucked to the way it's covering the thread. Now I'm just going to slowly go round and do a turn on each one. I like to do it by hand. Some people go in with a screwdriver, which I've done before. You know, there's obviously loads of ways that people have got of doing this. You know, like I say, this is not an how-to. This is just how I go about it. I'm sure there's many so-called professional wheel builders out there that do it completely different. This is just how I'm comfortable doing it. So what I'll do is use the hole for the valve as a start and finish point, and just keep going round till we got to the stage where we're on the spanner and we're getting the wheel tight. Then obviously we've got to gradually work any buckles that could start occurring, and then also that way stop the wheel doing that, going up and down. So yeah, I'm just going to go around a couple of turns on each one. And you will get the odd one getting tighter at this stage. So you do get some tightening up, and then you'll get some that are still really loose. It's just the way it goes. Right, back round to the valve hole, and I'm just going to go again. See, that one's gone tight, but you can pull the wheel across, get a couple of turns on it. It'll all work out as you keep going round. So all I do now is basically just keep going round. And then, like I say, we'll check that measurement we've done at the start, make sure we ain't venturing too far away from that. And then, yeah, just keep going round, small turns, round, another turn, keep going round till it starts pulling the wheel all in and true. And then you can do any fine adjustments as well at the end. I guess you might just get a bit of a wobble, which can take care of that section where you've got that and pull it out. I'm just going around doing one turn on each one now. If it's still loose, I'm not going to get carried away and keep turning it, because that's when you can start getting into trouble, going too much on one. So there will still be loose spokes, but they'll gradually pull up. I'm going to keep going round one turn till they're all hand tight. Well, that's them all hand tight. Now we're going to go around with the spanner. Again, from the valve hole, I'm literally going quarter of a turn on each one. No matter how tight or loose it is, I'm just going to do a quarter of a turn. Go. I'll say it'll still be buckled, it'll still be going all over the place. We'll start doing that as the spokes get a tiny bit tighter. From the valve hole again, quarter of a turn. I'm just going to check that, make sure we ain't going miles off. Right, what I'm going to do now is put a marker onto the rim and just start working in the places where it's going off. Right, I've had a right mess about with this one, and I've just about got it, well, not just about, I have got it as best it will ever be. The thing is with these Enfield rims, and I'll show you on the brand new rim I've got down there in a moment, is you get a lot of differences on this lip, especially where the rims have been joined. They're not the best, you know. Obviously they're mass produced in the factory, so, or obviously someone mass produces them for the Enfield factory, I don't know which it would be, but you do struggle sometimes with the quality of the rim. So you got to do your best to sort of get an happy medium. You got to try and see what's deformed on the rim and get it as true as you possibly can. This one I've now got as best as I can. You see you've got slight bits there, but that is the rim, not the actual wheel running out of true. But it's not a lot. So I'm happy with that. Yeah, that is absolutely nothing. So for these rims, that is pretty good. I don't know if any of you have ever tried messing about with these Enfield rims, but you'll know what I mean. Even this lip can go thicker in places. But they ain't too bad. You sort of get to know how to get round it and get the best out of them to true the wheel up. But let's move that out of the way, so I don't want to spin it and scratch the rim. I'm being very careful. Obviously, I spin it fast with that against it, I'm going to scratch it. But again, they are all over the place. You'll probably see like a little wobble come round now and again. It's where the rim's joined. I'm not sure if you can see it. But yeah, that's not bad at all. I'm happy with that. So obviously I use this, but you can use anything, even like a bit of wood taped to the frame. You can put that across and do it to that. So obviously when the wheel is buckling that way, you'll tighten this side up to pull it back and loosen this side up, and so on and so on, and just keep working around it till you're happy with the result, really. Sometimes you can get them trued up. Let's move this camera. Yeah, sometimes you can true them up within an hour. Sometimes they take a bit longer. The ring quality varies. It really does. Some are pretty damn good. You can barely see the join in them, and some are quite rough. So the new one, I don't know if you can see that. This is where they're joined, and trust me, there's a great big bulge there. You'll probably see where it's been ground, where they've dressed the weld up. But you just got to work around them things to get the best out of them you can, really. I may even put this one on the frame and see how this runs. Yeah, that's not bad at all. I'm happy with that. So I've had some that are an absolute pig to get through. They really are. I don't know what it is. Some just a bit more of a challenge. This one's not gone too bad. So the only bits you see is the deformed part where the rim's joined, and yeah, you do get slightly different thicknesses on the return of the rim there. But like I say, you sort of got to get an happy medium, allow for all that to get it running true, because obviously you certainly don't want it doing this when you're riding the bike, which this one won't do. And up and down as well. That's the hardest one to get out. If that starts sort of going off, that takes a bit of messing about with. But if you keep an eye on it, just do tiny bits at a time as you go round and round and round. No rush. As you start tightening the spokes right up, you're going to cause yourself problems. And also, like I said before, you can deform the hub, and then you probably more or less scrap it if you do that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Job done. I might drop the bearings in that new one, see how that runs on here. So I've never had that on here. Yeah, I might do that now actually. So this is an Enfield rim, out the factory, or wherever they have them made. I do not know. See if it's got any markings on it. Sandar, is that? I can't really see. Brand new, never been on a bike. Right, let's set that to the furthest point. Let's put my tape around here, all modern technology, look. Right. That's about that there. Just to give us an idea. Wow. That makes mine absolutely amazing. That's quite bad. I'll say this has never been on a bike. Are you ready? That's interesting. Brilliant. I'm going to try and make that better while it's on. Right. Let's see if we can make it better. I would say that's actually running. I'll just put that to the at one point. Yeah, that's running about 4 mil out, which is quite bad. And Blue's knocking the camera. Hello, Blue. What you doing, Bluey? Hey, you say hello to everyone. Eh? Don't you pinch that. No, you're not pinching that. You're a little monster. Yeah, hey? What do you want? What do you want, eh, old boy? Hey? You come for a back scratch, have you? It's been a bit warm for him today, I think. Isn't it? Been a bit warm. What you doing? Oh, here's Bodie as well. Hello, Bodie. Oh, Blue's going to get jealous. Watch this. Yeah. No, don't fuss him. Fuss me. Hey? Fuss me. Never mind that little dog. Hello, mate. Right, you're going to let me carry on with this? Eh? Are ya? Who's that? Go and get him. Who's that? Go and get him. Off we go. Right, where was I? Right, let's try and sort this out a bit. See if we can make it, well, anything be an improvement on what it's like now. Well, that's probably about the lowest point there, I think. Yeah, that's well, that's horrific. Right, let's start here. So, hold on, let's check this as well. I don't know if you can see that. How much of the threads are still exposed on the spokes. But to be fair, if I was ever to use this wheel, I'd probably tear all these spokes out, put stainless ones in it, but I might as well have a mess about with it. God, they're tight as well. I struggle to get any adjustment going, I think. That's all. I think we're going to have to loosen pretty much all of this side up, then tighten the other side right up. Just take that rim tape off a minute. See if we can bring that bit over. Just got one monster buckle around about a quarter of the wheel. Right, I've pulled this one about a bit. It's a lot better. It's still a little bit there, but I've only had 5 minutes on it. Yeah, let's see if I can find the join now. I've got the camera in my hand. There, look. So you got all this, and it sort of goes against you when you're trying to get it as best as you can. Put this roll up against here. Hold on. You can see how much of a bulge. I don't know if you can see the roller moving, but yeah, it's quite a bulge in the rim there. So you are up against the quality of them a tiny bit, but you can get them all right with a bit of patience. And that one's not too bad now. Yeah. What was that? 3 or 4 mil out, and that's a brand new rim. It's a little bit better now. Anyway, at least got one wheel done. I've got to order the spokes for the rear one. I thought I had some, but I haven't. So I've got to order the spokes for the rear one, then I can get that built. And then get the rim tape on, get the inner tubes in, tyres, and sort them out. Hopefully, like I say, hopefully the parts for the engine will be here tomorrow, so I can get on with that and get that engine sealed up. And then we'll put the engine in the frame. And it'll be taking shape. But it's getting quite late now. I've been messing about with other things on it today. So it's all progressing forward, which is nice. I'm looking forward to getting it all done. It's about, what is it? It's about 7:45 now. I might actually have a mess about with my anvil and then call it a day. Anyway, cheers for watching, guys. Take care.